put it on the game, I'ma get it right back.
Alright, so once you have your, so first what you want to do is you're going to have your cinematic, your editor intro, and your clip lined up to the beat. So I have all of that right here. So first what you're going to do for the cinematic, I usually like to do blur. So you can either use camera blur or Gaussian blur. I prefer camera blur. So you are going to do camera and then blur, camera blur. And you're going to drag that onto the cinematic. So now it's blurry. That's a bit too blurry. So what I usually like to do, I might want to do 14, around 14, probably a little less, maybe do 8 is probably best. So now you have your nice cinematic. You can still tell it's a cinematic, but it's blurry. And then you're going to get your text. So you're going to go to the T right here. It depends where you have it, but in this bar you're going to find the T. You're going to put just, it doesn't really matter where because we're going to center it later. But whatever highlights, I'll just put highlights number 69. And then you are going to make sure it's not interacting with this right here. You're going to go to Essential Graphics. You're going to go to Align and Transform, and you're going to click these two while you have your, and then do whatever fonts you want. I like to use this font, Stretch Pro. Just look up Stretch Pro font, download. Alright, so once you have your text in, it should just look similar to this, just your highlights and your cinematic. Make sure you don't have one of these because sometimes you accidentally click and there'll be an extra one, so you're just going to select it and delete. Now you only have one text. The effect I usually like to use is warp waves for your text. I don't want it, but I prefer it because it adds a little pizzazz at the beginning, if you know what I mean. So you're going to put it make take a second. And then my settings that I usually like to do is 0 for the displace, 1 for start, 2 for speed, frequency at 2, and for this, maybe you should do 0.01, and it'll look. You can just do whatever you want, but I'm just gonna do this with 1. But you can experiment. You can do whatever you want. So now you have, and sometimes it'll actually do this. So the text actually appears before the cinematic. So you're gonna go here, and you're going to make sure that everything is lined up. So now that you have your highlights number and your editor intro or whatever you want to put next, like maybe your Twitter, do whatever and put it there. So now you have the clip. You don't want this over because it's not going to be very good. So first what you're going to do is you're going to use camera blur, which we used earlier. So you're going to get camera blur. We're not going to use as much blur. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the clip, go to camera blur, and we're going to keyframe this from 5. Maybe let's just do 7 because 7's a bit more blur. And we're going to want the blur to maybe stop right here. So we're going to keyframe that on 0. It'll automatically keyframe 7 to 0. You can see the blur goes down. You are going to do the same thing with Lumetri color. Find the Lumetri color effect. You're going to drag that on. You're going to go down here to basic correction on Lumetri color, and you see exposure. You're going to drag exposure down to 5. And where the blur stops, you're going to have it keyframed back up to 0. So there's no Lumetri color after this right here where the blur and Lumetri color end. So they end at the exact same time. It's fine if they end at different times. Just make it pretty similar. So now it should look something like this.
Good I am on controller with this thing. It's gonna be even
So
better.
it'll fade out. So it should look like that, and then the cinematic pretty simple like that. So now that you have it like this, we're going to go on to the effects on the kill. So you're going to zoom in with this tool down here. You're going to go here. You're going to find, I usually do it where the bullet shoots, so find where the bullet shoots. You're here. You're going to go here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go find S_flicker. We're going to drag that onto our clip. We're going to keyframe it. And we're going to go down to S_flicker. I'll just keep it on the default for now. You guys can do whatever you want with it. Find where you want it. Right before the frame where you want it to start, you're gonna put another keyframe to 0. And then you're going to, right where you want it to start, you're going to put whatever your preferred amplitude is. I have your preferred amplitude. And then Now you have the blur on, so it should just pretty look similar to this. So now to be blurry but fast. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do s_shake. You are gonna need Sapphire plugins for this. They're really easy to download. Just go on YouTube, look up free Sapphire plugins. Make sure you have virus protection on, because some of them may be a virus, but just find ones that are free. You can also buy, but I wouldn't recommend that because it's very expensive. Alright, so now that you have your shake, you're gonna keyframe it. You're gonna go down to the shake effect. You have it right here. And we're going to put amplitude 0, and you're going to keyframe the beginning of the clip, 0, 0, 0. Same thing with the flicker. We want to keyframe the frame before. We want to do another keyframe to 0. So now we're going to put it back up to maybe 2, and then this to maybe 3. And then you'll see it'll look kind of weird. You see how it's duplicating at the bottom. Doesn't look good. So you're going to go to the X shake down below all the things. You're going to drag it to 0. Same with the Y, down to 0. Now you're going to go to tilt. What you're going to want to do is you want to put 1 here. So, you can do whatever. This amount of shake is enough, but you can put more. Let's just put more to see. Maybe 4 and 4, double 4. And then now you have both of those effects when you start the clip. Now we're going to get the s_glow. So in that first clip that I showed you, there was a bit of glow. It's very hard to tell, but it does look pretty nice after you add it. It's a very subtle effect, but it does help with the appearance. Effect on, and you're going to want to go here. You're going to want to keyframe it to 0, and the frame before, of course, you're going to set to 0. Again, find s_glow. You're going to keyframe it again, and then the clip that you wanted to, drag it up to your preferred glowness. Gonna go 1. 1 is usually what I do. I'm gonna find glow, purple. Just pick any purple. You can do any color, but purple does usually look the best. So now it'll be this subtle purple glow. Be at 1, and then halfway through the end, you're gonna put it keyframe down just this nice purple glow that you have. Now what you're going to do, you need to slow down and speed up. So what in the first clip I had right before it sped up and then it slowed down. So first you're going to want to render this because it might take a while. Alright, so then you are going to keyframe it at the beginning and right before you want it to speed up as your normal speed of the clip. And then you're going to drag it up to about 130 until the kill happens. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drag it down after you end the keyframe of the speed up. You're going to drag it down to maybe 50, 55, maybe 60. That might be a bit too fast, but whatever your preference is, do whatever. Alright, so now you're going to want to render it. Alright, so now you're finished, and it should look like that. And thanks for watching the video. And comment down below if you want me to edit your montage, comment your Discord, and DM me. And we'll communicate further from there. And then comment anything you want me to do in the future for editing tutorials or anything. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next video.